Let's get into it. Was a year of ups and downs. I know it didn't end how you wanted to. We have a lot to be proud of. You also faced a lot of adversity, and there's a cause that's emerged as close to your heart that we're really grateful to talk about and highlight. Now, you had your second degree burns, your hands, your face early in the season due to that accident, and you've become now an advocate for American Burn Association. You turned something really bad into something great, and you shared your story, and you were really candid and vulnerable about it. And messages came pouring in. What were people saying to you?
Yeah, I mean, so no one really knew how drastic it was until I revealed the pictures and everything. When I did that, people, burnt victims, nurses that had burnt victims, whether it was uh, past or present, they reached out, first off, thanking me for showing the pictures and, the drastic, you know, videos of like, and explaining what happened because it's not easy to be, transparent when things like that happen. Your face looks a lot different, obviously. Your body, the reaction to whatever happened, whether it's emotionally or physically, it can be a bit extreme. But honestly, I wasn't too really focused on, how I looked or whatever. I knew it in time it was going to heal. But, I think it really encouraged and brought light to the, to burn victims and everything. So it was much appreciated that they were encouraged by what I did or how I reacted to the situation.
You had the mask and it had, one of the phrases was the flesh is weak. I'm curious, what did you learn about yourself through this adversity?
A lot. I don't want to say it completely changed my whole perspective, but it definitely did something to it in a positive manner. When it happened, I'm not saying I'm glad it happened. Honestly, I am kind of glad it happened because it really like helped me see, I guess, the finer things in life. But this game of football, it wasn't just football in that game and a couple games after. It was more so I felt like I was like a modern day gladiator, you know what I mean? Because it wasn't just like catching the ball and like, blocking. It was like every step that I took, every sweat follicle that, dripped down my face or anything, I felt everything. And in a way, I guess, I felt like more alive because it was just the adrenaline, the excitement of you just like, it really felt like I was like a modern day gladiator. So I think I really appreciated that the most.
You felt more alive. I literally have chills. I'm not kidding. And it's amazing. And you didn't just do that and say, okay, this happened for a reason, or I'm going to learn from this, which is a beautiful, positive mindset to have. You chose to like act on it. You did something incredible. David, you started a clothing line called Withstand, and it benefits burn survivors. And we are so in awe of that on my show, the turning something bad into something great in a moment of advocacy and supporting the American Burn Association. We're donating $1,000 today to ABA as well. So thank you for everything you're
Thank
doing.
you.
Even just that perspective, it's amazing.
For sure. Thank you for your donations. I'm sure they're going to appreciate it.
I want to talk about the season a little bit. Stefanski, I want to start with this just because of the way you're talking. I read this long, like not just like one quote, two quotes, like I could put a book together of what Stefanski is saying about you, growing into a leader over your years there, how you're the guy who picks everybody up. How important and how meaningful is Kevin Stefanski to you right now?
You know, I think this is like, I mean, after the last game, I kind of just like, not fell off, but like kind of just like took like a step back from my phones, social media and everything, because this season probably meant most than past seasons, especially with everything that happened, from my personal things that happened with my face to, the injuries and everything that transpired, the adversity that we had this year was like no other. But it was almost like we were like looking forward to it. It was more so like, what else can you throw at us versus like, like feeling pity. So yeah, this one hurt because it was almost like I felt like this wasn't how it's supposed to end. But that's the beauty of it. Live by the sword, die by the sword. It's a beautiful thing. Now, talking about Kevin, yeah, I mean, this is, our relationship is night and day from, when he first got here. Obviously, his first year, I was trying to leave, and it was a bunch of just turmoil, a bunch of dramatic things that wasn't really necessary at the time. But I feel like it was much needed to happen to build our relationship, as strong as it is now. Yeah, I mean, we're it's like a 180. I had an exit meeting with him a couple days ago, and that was the first thing we talked about was how crazy this all like transpired. It's really like a beautiful story, but the story's not finished yet. You know what I mean? It's we got a long way to go. We got a lot of more work to do. We're gonna take a few weeks or so just to decompress and get away, but I just each time we fall short, it makes me and the team that much more hungry to achieve what we came here for.
What's your main, I mean, it's heartbreaking. I don't even want to ask you, but I have to. Like this game against the Texans, you were the offense. You gave it your all. You had close to 100 yards. You did your thing. A couple of days removed here. Like where does your head go when I bring up this game?
For the past couple of days, the number one word or the one field I was feeling was disappointment. But waking up every day since the game, I'm really grateful that I was a part of this team, because we had a lot of fun. Through it all, we had a lot of fun being close. The camaraderie that we had amongst each other, it was second to none. So I'm just grateful that I was a part of something so special. It's unfortunate that we couldn't go the whole way, but life doesn't stop. It's back to work.
But you were top tight end this season across the board. Number one in Yak, 600 yards after the catch, which is insane. What worked so well for you this year?
I guess just like the schemes, setting me up, to where I can catch the ball and I can, plan on what I'm doing after the ball. We have such great athletes with Elijah Moore, Amari Cooper, Marquise Goodwin, Cedric Tillman. I can go on for days. So they really take the top off. And if the defenses, tread back, it leaves a lot of space for me in the flats or like over the ball, as a check down. And after that, it's really just upon like a man's will. What are you willing to do to get those extra yards?
After this game, now looking forward here, I don't know if you're going to watch the playoff games. Was it like somebody in that locker room told me we picked a bad day to have a bad day? Was it more like that's the truth, or is like CJ Stroud just unreal right now? What should I know going into this?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's both. We obviously had a bad day. At the same time, CJ played at a very high level. You know what I mean? He made very minimal mistakes, and he was elite. So kudos to them. They played a better game than us. And yeah, that's it.
But there were moments to celebrate, just making the playoffs, all that. So I know you were taking shots with Cleveland fans, which is amazing. You had a nice exchange, like you made a young Cleveland fans day. What is special about these fans in Cleveland?
Yeah, they've really been with us through everything. Our first year, it didn't go as planned at all. We didn't even win a game. And I'm very, cautious on even talking about it because I feel like it was a past life. But through the thick and thin, they've always been there. We appreciate them so much. They fuel our fire. No pun intended, huh? But yeah.
David, thank you. I'm sorry. I know it's soon and you're the best.
All good. Okay, thank you so much.